Hi everybody, this is Lionel Smith from Sense Memory, and tonight I'm going to be making a cocktail I invented all by myself. This is a champagne cocktail of a special kind. You start off with a sugar cube and of course Angostura bitters, just a little bit on the sugar, then just a dash of Grand Marnier that goes right on top, just a little flavor of the Grand Marnier, that's enough of that, and finally, before the champagne, a little bit of Di Serono. Now, the last time I had Di Serono, I said it was a coffee flavor, and I was wrong. You use it in coffee quite a lot, but it actually is an almond flavor. So we're going to put just a dash of that over the Grand Marnier. There we go. And finally, we'll top it off with some champagne. Now, this drink was inspired by a request by one of my wonderful subscribers, and so I've given this drink the name of Pour Monsieur. Stay tuned and find out what it's all about. Cheers. I forgot the final touch of my cocktail. It has to have a garnish, so I put a cherry into it. So as I was telling you, this review was inspired by one of my wonderful subscribers, and his name is Jim R. And Jim R is often the cherry in the cocktail of my reading of my comments down below, because he is very witty, very funny. He is charming and just a really wonderful follower. Anyone he follows is lucky to have him, and I certainly feel lucky to have Jim following me. So he asked me to do a comparison between Chanel Pour Monsieur Concentré and the new Chanel Pour Monsieur Eau de Parfum. So that is what I'm going to be doing, but before we start with that, let's bring out the old granddaddy itself, the original 1955 version. Now, of course, this is can only be found in Europe and in Canada, and I got mine on a cruise ship, the Princess Line, a year ago last Christmas. So this is as close to the original. If I'll put a link down below to my original review of this, but as close to the original as you can get after being reformulated. It's quite beautiful. Now the notes in this one, as I said, it was created in 1955 by Henri Robert. It's a chiffre, and the accords in this one are woody, aromatic, citrus, earthy, fresh, and spicy. The top notes are petitgrain, Sicilian peony, and neroli. The mid notes are coriander, ginger, basil, and cardamom. And the base notes are oak moss, vetiver, and cedar. So there you have that. And it was, as I said before, it was the very first fragrance I bought in college. And it was my signature scent for many, many, many years. When they stopped making this, I switched over to Pour Monsieur Concentré Eau de Toilette. This is also an Eau de Toilette, the original. And here we have the Concentré, which was 1989. There you can see the bottle. You can see I used quite a lot of this. And it is one of my favorite scents. Now this was created, as I said, in 1989. The nose was Jacques Polge, who followed Monsieur Robert after his leaving of the House of Chanel. And it is an Oriental spicy. Now you notice the first one was a chiffre, and now because of the changes in the notes, it became an Oriental spicy. It has an accord of woody, aromatic, citrus, fresh and spicy and sweet, and that is where it differs. It's sweeter than the original. The top notes are petitgrain, lavender, mandarin orange. See the difference there? The mid notes are nutmeg and cardamom, also different, and the base Apopanax, vanilla, oak moss, and vetiver. And now we come to the newest release, which is exactly the same bottle of Monsieur in shape and size and color. And this, of course, is the Eau de Parfum. You can see right there, Eau de Parfum at the bottom. The wonderful thing about this fragrance is that it completely snuck up on me. I smelled it in the store when it first came out. I thought, it's nothing special. It's the same as the concentrate. Well, Jim's suggestion led me to go ahead and buy a bottle, and I figured if I didn't like it, I could give it to somebody. I tried it, and I have to tell you that I was very, very pleasantly surprised. Here you can see that beautiful spray. The thing about this is that it smells very little like the concentrate. What it smells like is back to the original. And that was a great, great surprise to me, and I was very happy because I prefer the original Chiffre to the Oriental Spicy. This is incredibly beautiful. Now, I don't know what the notes are. We haven't got it listed on Fragrantica or any other place that I could find. So your guess is as good as mine, but I tend to believe that it's much more along the petitgrain, Sicilian peony, neroli, the basil, the cardamom, the vetiver, the cedar, and the oak moss line. I really am surprised and pleased and very happy to have this one in my collection. It lasts and lasts. I put this on and I wore them in comparison. I had concentrate on this arm and I had the parfum on this arm. And I tell you, this outlasted the Eau de Toilette by hours. It was still on my arm the following morning. Now in the dry down, it becomes sweeter and sweeter than the original, but that is not a negative in my book at all, because it's not a candy sweet, but rather a kind of natural sweetness, kind of a little bit of fruit, kind of a compote kind of sweetness in its dry down. And that was the next morning. So there you have my take, Jim, on the comparison between the original concentrate, the original formula, and of course the brand new one. Oh, and by the way, I love this fragrance so much that I have the little baby brother that goes with me everywhere in my bag. So this is Lanier Smith saying, remember, wear what you love and not what they say you should like.